Am I the a-hole for not being very strict with my daughter at my house compared to my ex-wife, which has led to my ex-wife and I exchanging some words to each other? I, 43M, have a daughter, 16F, who I have joint custody over with my ex-wife, 39F. We got divorced when my daughter was a baby and the court awarded 50-50 custody for the both of us. I will admit though, being a doctor comes with its consequences. I haven't been as present as I wish I could have been. When my daughter was 13, she started telling me things that her mom does or rules that she has in place over her, and how she thinks it's unfair. I'd listen to her and advise her to talk to her mom. My daughter would then ask if she has to obey those rules over here still, to which I said no. At first, it was just small stuff that I find nitpicky, things like not being able to eat in the living room. As she's gotten older, she started making more requests for privileges in my house, and it's pretty much gone like this. Example 1, Mom doesn't let me hang out with friends during the week. Well, that's dumb. If you have a ride there and back, you can go with your friends. Example 2, Mom doesn't let me wear comfortable cloths around the house. She says I have to dress modestly. You can walk around the house naked for all I care. Example 3, you and Mom's houses don't have locks on my bedroom door. There isn't a lock? I can call a guy out and have him put a lock in for you if you want. Example 4, Mom doesn't let me drink soda. Do you want soda? If so, I can order it with our groceries from Hy-Vee. You get the idea. I don't want to say I've become a doormat for my daughter, but I'm not nearly as stingy about rules. It's her house just as much as it's mine in my eyes. My ex-wife recently has been going off on my daughter and I about how I'm letting her get away with any and everything and how my lack of discipline at my house is leading her to break rules at her mother's house. I told my ex-wife that she should ease up on our daughter because she's almost a damn adult and doesn't need to be treated like a toddler. My ex-wife went bananas over the phone with me, and at her house, she went off on my daughter for being an undisciplined brat. My ex-wife is threatening to take me to court for custody if I don't straighten up my act, and I told her she kissed my butt. It has me wondering though, am I being a jerk to my ex-wife? Is this bad dad behavior? I want my daughter to feel safe, comfortable, and happy, and I want to believe I'm doing that. If I am being a jerk to my ex-wife, what do I do? The update, I've been talking to my daughter and ex-wife over the last several hours, and have figured out a few things. 1, there is no other permanent resident at my ex's house. No boyfriend, no husband, no other kids, nothing like that. My ex does have this book club thing she hosts and has guests once a month, but all are adults. 2, my ex-wife doesn't let my daughter have a lock on her door because, and I quote, because I'm not going to give her the ability to hide her drugs or boyfriend she is sleeping with. 3, my ex doesn't let my daughter see her friends during the week because she says her friends are distractions to school. However, her report card says she is doing just fine academically. 4, my ex doesn't just control what she wears, but also won't let her use makeup or even watch/consume adult media. My daughter says that my ex called her attire too promiscuous one time because she was wearing a shirt with no bra. My ex denies saying this, but I wouldn't put it past her. 5, I asked my daughter if she would be okay with my searching her room, and my daughter said she had nothing to hide. I looked around, and guess what? No drugs, no vapes, no illegal plans to take over the US government, nothing like that. Normal 16-year-old girl room. 6, I asked my daughter if she would have a problem with me putting Life 360 on her phone so I can see where she goes. She handed me her phone and said, again, she has nothing to hide so she doesn't care. 7, I did talk to my daughter about her attitude and treatment to her mother. She agreed that she has been acting out, and said she will text or call me if she has an issue with something her mom is doing. She said she will respect her mother's rules, but she did ask me to talk to her about her mother's comments about her body. Apparently my daughter feels like her mother is sexualizing her and her body, and it makes her uncomfortable. I agreed to talk to her mom about it. So far the conversation is deadlocked because her mom will not let up on her whole modesty crap. 8, my daughter told my ex that she tried to take me to court. My daughter will ask a judge to live with me full time. More to come update wise. Thank you all for your input. Final update, I just want to say thank you to everyone who gave their input on the situation. Over the past 7 days I've been going through a lot of stress between work, my daughter's reaction, and my ex-wife. To start, last Sunday, I had very long discussions with my ex-wife about our daughter. To not ramble on, daughter says it's called yapping now? I'll give you the short version. My ex-wife says that she has to be strict on my daughter so she doesn't turn out bad. She doesn't let my daughter wear makeup, hang out with her friends during the week, eat certain foods and drink certain drinks, consume certain media, have locks on her door, wear certain clothes, and she makes my daughter text her every hour she's not at school but out of the house on weekends, detailing who she is with, where she is at, and what they are doing. I talked to my daughter about her mother and my daughter says her life over there is stressful, feeling like she's always being watched. She feels like she has no freedoms or autonomy, that is at the mercy of her mother. My daughter did admit that she has been acting out recently at her mother's house, but I can't really blame her. I talked to one of my female co-workers who has 3 daughters about the situation I'm in. She said she is worried about my ex-wife mentally abusing my daughter, and I agreed. Some of you online also pointed out that my ex-wife could be sexualizing and objectifying my daughter, to which I've also come to agree to. I knew my daughter and my ex-wife have issues and have been butting heads on and off now for a while, but I didn't know it was this bad. Regardless, I talked to my daughter about her mother's rules at her house. If her mother doesn't want her eating in the living room or drinking Sprite, she's allowed to have that rule. I told her she cannot like it all she wants, but at the end of the day, they are not unreasonable requests. My daughter though very firmly asked me to talk to my ex-wife about the things that bug her the most. Those things are what she does and doesn't wear in the house, a lock on her door, and the rules in place about her friends, only on the weekends and texting her mom constantly. I asked my daughter if she would be okay with me tracking her on Life 360, and she said she's okay with me tracking her, but not her mother. My daughter tells me pretty much everything, though sometimes I wish she didn't overshare information I don't need to know about, and she says she trusts me and knows I trust her. But she doesn't want her mom to be able to track her at all hours of the day. The lock on her door was something else we discussed. I asked my daughter why she wanted a lock on her door, and she provided information I absolutely did not need to know, but basically, she wants privacy and to be alone sometimes. I checked her room out, with her in the room, and didn't find anything like drugs or plans to overthrow the Illuminati, so she's good on that front. When I asked her mother why she can't have a lock, she said it's because she, and I quote, doesn't want her having sex, doing drugs, or hiding things from her. Apparently, my ex-wife just barges into her room and searches her things. I found that to be ridiculous and a complete violation of my daughter's privacy, and I threw a fit to my ex about it. No wonder my ex doesn't know any of my daughter and I's little secret, that she's bisexual. She can't even trust her mother not to go through her crap. Next, the whole issue about what she does and doesn't wear in the house. In my house, I couldn't give less of a crap. Usually she walks around in a shirt with no bra wearing boxers or some stuff. Sometimes she wears normal clothes, sometimes she goes nude, sometimes she wears one of those full body pajama suits. Don't give a crap, but she knows the rules about it. She has to leave the house wearing normal clothes and she needs to have normal clothes on when guests are at the house. When she's there alone or with me, she can do whatever. Her mom on the other hand has been sexualizing her daughter and making incredibly suggestive comments about her body. My ex denies doing this, but I don't think my daughter would lie about it, and knowing my ex-wife, she 100% said it. My ex has said my daughter dresses promiscuous, flaunts herself like a stripper, and is not a modest woman. Needless to say, this pissed me off 6 ways to Sunday, and we exchanged some heated words over the topic. My daughter came over to the house today for our 50-50 custody swap, and immediately went and locked herself in her room. At first I thought maybe she was going to go FaceTime her friends or something, so I let it be for a bit, but after she didn't come out after an hour or so, I knocked on her door. My daughter had been crying. I asked why, and she said that my ex told her she's going to take me to court and ensure I won't see her again. Just got done consoling my heartbroken daughter, typing all of this out with her tears and snot on my nice shirt. There's the update. I say game on to my lame ex-wife.